High-speed bikes, roaring engines, and fearless riders. When the chase begins, it's a war on wheels. Cops push their limits, but some outlaws go even further. These are the most brutal motorcycle pursuits ever caught on Dashcam. On April 11, 2021, troopers conducting traffic enforcement on I-95 southbound near mile marker 97 spotted a silver motorcycle with no tag. As they attempted a traffic stop, the rider noticed the patrol cars with lights and sirens and took off, accelerating on the left shoulder and weaving through traffic without signaling.
Go ahead and show me 1080 silver motorcycle.
The motorcyclist hit the throttle and took off at an enormous speed, weaving through traffic like a maniac. Despite the reckless moves and high speed, the troopers somehow managed to keep him in sight.
Right, like you might walk the road up there, then up 25. Bring it. Bring it, get back on the interstate, trying to tell. Bring it, he ran into my car, he 1050, 1050, 1050. He running, he running. I got it. Put your hand behind your back.
Trooper pulled alongside the motorcycle, causing the rider to lose control and crash. The suspect got up, surrendered, and was arrested. He identified as Luis Rivera, a soldier from Fort Stewart. At the hospital, he admitted to reaching 187 miles per hour. After being cleared, he was taken to Bryan County Jail. Now we take you to Brazil, and we all know Brazilian chases never disappoint. This time, both the officer and the suspect were on motorcycles. Watch as the suspect leads the officer through the tight, twisting streets, turning the city into a maze of chaos and speed. Officers in Brazil are well trained when it comes to chasing suspects. They go through monthly training sessions to prepare for situations just like this one. suspect even took officers through tight spots around houses where he could barely walk, but this only proves how prepared the officer was for a chase like this. For a moment, it looked like the suspect might disappear into the dark after turning off his lights, but on the other hand, this officer looked like he came straight out of a Fast and Furious movie. Let me know down in the comments what you think about police chases in Brazil, and especially this officer. And finally, after this crazy and long pursuit, the suspect was stopped and arrested. We don't have more information about the suspect or the officer, but one thing is clear: whoever this officer is, he definitely deserves a raise. On April 4th, 2025, Trooper Smith was stationary when he spotted a motorcyclist speeding. He quickly caught up and tried to make a stop, but once the lights and sirens came on, the rider clearly had other plans. Trooper noticed the rider kept changing his mind, slowing down, then speeding up again. Thinking he could end it there, the trooper made the call to hit the motorcycle, hoping it would convince the rider to stop, but he couldn't have been more wrong. The trooper positioned himself in front of the rider to block him, but this rider was really making decisions like he had nothing to lose.
Right now, 15 seconds. Still going.
The rider slowed down to make a left turn, and that was the worst mistake he made during the entire chase.
Breakdown. He's running.
This guy actually tried to flee on foot after getting hit by a trooper while riding a motorcycle. But unfortunately for him, these troopers were fast, really fast. They caught up in seconds, tackled him, and took him into custody without further incident. On October 13, 2022, Arkansas State Police Trooper Joseph Killian tried to stop a black Kawasaki ZXJ motorcycle that had no license plate, but it quickly became clear that the rider had no intention of pulling over.
Port 2, Little Rock, go ahead and show me 1037.
As the suspect hit the throttle and ran red lights, the trooper stayed right on his tail, weaving through traffic and sharing real-time updates over the radio to coordinate with backup.
Avenue and Emerson Street. Speed 71, still northbound. Broadway, West 16th, northbound, speeds 80.
As the chase dragged on, the trooper's truck closed the gap multiple times, but the suspect remained defiant, weaving through lanes as if he had nothing to lose.
Speed above 111.
Looks like a black male, green backpack, black helmet.
Copy, coming out of on leaving.
Just as the trooper was about to corner the suspect, everything shifted in an instant. What followed was so sudden and shocking that it left everyone in disbelief.
We're westbound, coming up on Allen Street.
Westbound on Allen.
10-4, Allen and Chandler. We're taking Chandler Street right now. He's on foot. He crashed out.
Get on the ground! I'll shoot you! I'll shoot you! He's on fire! He's on fire! Get a extinguisher! Extinguisher! He's on fire! Put your hands behind your back!
The suspect was later identified as Christopher Gaylor, During the attempted escape, a second trooper, Austin Duncan, deployed his taser twice. On the second attempt, sparks ignited a fire that set Gaylor ablaze. At the hospital, Gaylor's father revealed he had been carrying a jug of gasoline in his backpack, which caught fire when the taser hit. Christopher Gaylor eventually recovered from his burn. On September 3, 2023, Trooper Randall was stationary when a motorcyclist flew past traffic at high speed. Without hesitation, the trooper hit the gas, lights and sirens on, and quickly closed the gap. The rider looked back, then took off. But he didn't know it yet. That was the worst mistake he could have made.
Black helmet, 128, so give me an ambulance. I knocked him off his bike. He's unconscious.
Trooper Randall knocked the rider off his bike when the suspect tried to push through and block him. The crash left the rider unconscious, but he regained consciousness shortly after. EMS was called, and the rider was transported to the hospital with multiple injuries. On June 17, 2024, in Lee County, Florida, a trooper spotted a motorcycle with the license plate tucked in and barely visible. The trooper activated his lights and sirens to make a traffic stop, but the rider had other plans and took off, prompting a pursuit. The suspect lost control after the trooper even drove onto the sidewalk in an attempt to stop him. That move was enough to throw the rider off, causing him to crash. He was charged with fleeing and reckless driving and later booked into the Lee County Jail. On September 21, 2022, a high-speed motorcycle pursuit was underway in Arkansas. State troopers were struggling to keep up with the fleeing rider and called for assistance. Trooper Dakota Davis responded, and shortly after he joined the chase.
Secondary line out of 76, black motorcycle southbound 57. Josh Road, southbound, yeah.
When Trooper Davis caught up, the rider briefly slowed down, then suddenly tried to overtake a trooper using the shoulder. That reckless move ended in total disaster.
Are you advised of the motorcycle value? Can you get a 5-1
Not only was the suspect's motorcycle completely destroyed, but after fleeing on foot, he got bitten by a K9. He was quickly taken into custody, making this night likely one of the worst of his life. And to make things even crazier, flames broke out near the crash, but thankfully the trooper spotted them in time and moved his patrol car to safety. If you enjoyed this wild ride, don't miss what's coming next. More real chases, more raw footage, only here. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay in the chase.